Hi, hello, good morning, and welcome to this week's serving of Mickey Waffles, a Disney podcast where we cover everything from parks, movies, and merchandise. My name is Sinead.
My name's Kate. Hi guys, how's it going?
I'm good, Kate. How are you?
I'm doing pretty fine. Pancake Day 2.0.
Oh yeah, how did how was your second round of pancakes?
Yeah, it was good. You know what?
No?
Having my practice pancake day really helped. So last time I made the pancakes with half milk and half buttermilk.
Oh,
But this time I made it with all buttermilk because I was like, they turned out they turned out well last week. But
okay.
I'm like, I wonder would they work better if I just used all buttermilk. And they were. Now I have to say I was a bit worried when I was making it because it started to smell a bit like yogurt. Obviously because buttermilk is just like sour milk.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not sure about this. But then it was good. It was good. They were nice and thick.
Do you make them from scratch or do you use one of the like shaky things?
Oh yeah, no, I make them from scratch because it's
Good woman.
basically the same amount of effort.
You just don't have a plastic bottle that you have to then get rid of.
Yeah, like it's no shade to anyone who uses the bottles or the pre-made mixes or even buys the pre-made pancakes. Sometimes they really hit the spot. But like, yeah, no, I just make it from scratch. We have a very easy recipe, which is you crack an egg, you weigh it, and then so if the egg is 40 grams, then you use 40 grams of flour, 40 grams of milk,
Oh, okay.
and a bit of baking powder. And you separate the egg yolks and the egg whites. So you whisk the egg whites separately until they're nice and stiff peaks. Then you mix the yolks and the milk. Then you pour that into the flour, whisk it so there's no lumps.
Okay.
And then once the whites are all fluffy, then you fold the whites in. And that makes them really fluffy pancakes.
There you go.
Because you've whipped a bunch of fucking air into it.
Happy days.
But there's no measurements needed, just however heavy your egg is. That's all your other measurements.
Nice.
There you go. Look at that.
I got a pancake recipe from the lovely Sandy from Glitter and Bows. I follow Slim World. Sandy also does Slim World, so she had a good Slim and World friendly one using porridge. Because sometimes the porridgey pancakes can turn out shite, but these ones were absolutely beautiful. Like they were so nice.
My mom's a devil for the old banana pancake, and I think they're the most disgusting thing in the entire world.
I'm not dead keen on the banana pancakes, I have to say.
Like, I love bananas on pancakes.
Oh, absolutely. Had that.
But there's just something about the banana pancakes, and I'm just like, no, they're not for me. They're not my jam.
No, I have to say I very much enjoyed. It was like oats, there was egg, there was yogurt. It said to use vanilla extract. However, I got these like little like droppery flavoury things, and I had a maple one, so I put the maple one in it. It was very nice. So
nice.
they like had a little mapley flavour.
Nice.
A little bit of baking powder. Whack it all in the NutriBullet and then whack it in the pan. It made loads of pancakes. That I have to say.
Easy peasy.
I got like 7 or 8 pancakes out of it, which is a lot. I
have to say, I think pancake batter in general is a very deceiving concoction. Like, I feel like you always look at pancake batter and you're like, I don't know how many pancakes I'm going to make from this until you start going.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, Jesus, I made 10.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, because sometimes you can think, like, my folks thought they had made enough, and then they were about 4 pancakes in, and they were like, we're only going to get 2 more. And, like, they make, like, the big, flat, like, crepe-type pancakes.
The crepes.
So they ended up eating them and then making up more batter. But because, like, pancake batter you should leave to sit overnight. Not the oat one, because the oat one would go weird if you left it overnight. But, like, regular pancake batter, leave it to sit.
Develop the gluten.
Yeah. So they had their, like, 3 each that had like a good amount of gluten development, and then they had to like rush and make some, and they were like, well, these aren't as nice.
Well, no,
unimpressed.
they wouldn't have been. I'm like whacking in the fridge for 10 minutes. That would have been enough, but it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah. But yeah, I have to say,
Delightful.
I enjoyed it. I very much enjoyed my my pancakes today. They were lovely.
Good. I'm glad. I think we still have 2 left.
Ooh.
Do you know what? Last week when I made them, we had leftovers, and so I put them in the fridge, and then the next day I heated them up in the microwave, and they were fucking fantastic. I was like,
Ooh.
wow, these keep really well for the next day. I was like, that is a good thing to know. They literally did. They tasted like the pancakes that you get in the shop, like the small pancakes, but better.
I love those kind of pancakes. Always remind me of my nanny because she used to like buy them. For some reason, I feel like she only ever bought them in Lidl.
Okay.
But she'd put them in the toaster.
Yeah, that's the only way to eat them.
Put a bit of butter on
Either
top.
toasted with butter or just like in your packed lunch, just nice and dry and nasty.
In your lunch.
Just in your lunch, just there as your treat. But yeah, when you pop them in the toaster, not very long, not very high, don't want to burn them. Just a nice little of butter.
Just a little like
Yeah.
little crunch.
Or then if you're being really bad, a whole fucking tablespoon Nutella.
Ooh. Fair.
Fucking whack it on. Don't be shy with the alt Nutella if you're going to eat it. Like, no point.
No. Do a DLP. Just put it on everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do a DLP.
Framboise froid and Nutella.
That's all.
That's it.
They just love it. They just love it.
Wow. We've talked for Pancake Day for 6 minutes.
This is the quality content that people come here for.
I mean, I don't know what else they come for.
Yeah. So how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been fine. Was really, really cold, and now all of a sudden, apparently it's the middle of summer.
Honestly, like
Don't know what happened there.
it went from Saturday. Saturday it pissed snow all morning. Like there was so much snow on Saturday morning. Sunday evening, I went for a run in like leggings, a tank top, and this very thin running top. I'm saying this one because Kate can see me, but no one else can, but that's fine. So I literally went from like going for a walk in like my fleecy lined Doc Martens with like my mam's big like winter coat, hat, gloves, scarf to like a quarter of that level of clothing the next day.
Yeah, we went to the park. Oh, excuse me, we went to the park yesterday, and I had obviously like my winter coat and my gloves were in my pocket, and I went out and I was like, holy Jesus, it is warm.
Ireland, everybody.
Like literally 2 days ago, my face was like stinging from how cold it was.
Yeah.
And came home yesterday and I was like, oh, jeez, I'm sweating.
It's mad.
So that's been the craziness of the Irish weather. And it's not just in Ireland the weather's been a bit mad. Fucking Texas has snow and they literally their entire lives have stopped. No one knows what to do.
I mean, that happens here.
Yeah, but people in America are being mean. So like obviously some parts of America get snow all the time.
Yeah.
And they're like fucking Texans, don't know how to deal with snow, and everyone's like, of course they don't. They live in Texas. They've never had to deal with snow. Well, yes, correct. There's a reason why they're struggling.
Oh,
it is not a
dear.
normal thing for them to have.
Ridiculous.
Bloody people. So yeah, nothing.
I went to have a look at the weather in Orlando. It's 22 degrees. Still too warm for me.
Well, yeah, I could probably deal with it, but it's too warm. The humidity I think, is the thing that would get me, to be honest.
Oh, what's the humidity? Let me check. My app will tell me the humidity just while we're talking about it. 45 in brackets. Ideal humidity, according to AccuWeather.
Oh, right. Okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know, AccuWeather. Appreciate it.
Did you do it nice for Valentine's Day? It was Valentine's Day over the weekend.
Oh yeah. We got this Sprezzatura platform pizza box. So
Very
we got
nice.
pizza and pasta. We were like, we'll eat the pasta first, and then the pizza's not going to take long in the oven because you basically whack your oven up as high as it'll go and slap the pizza in, and maybe 4 or 5 minutes later you've got a pizza.
Beautiful.
Because it's all like fresh base and shit. So we did the pasta. Before I'd even started eating the pasta, I was like, I'm not gonna have pizza. There was so much pasta. Like, the portions they gave you in the box were way bigger than the portions they give you in the restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so usually the great thing about Sprezzatura is that their pasta portions are like kind of like just right.
Okay.
They're not huge, but they're not tiny, but they're enough that like if there was two of you, you could order maybe 3 types of pasta
Okay.
and try all of them comfortably. But Christ, the amount of pasta they gave us in that box, I couldn't even finish it. And then I was
Jesus.
like, there's no way I'm eating pizza.
Fair.
Yeah, so then we had the pizza the next day. So we had pizza
Nice.
yesterday, so that was nice. And the pizza was really nice too. So yeah, we did that. And did we watch a movie? Oh yeah, we watched. It was a weird movie. It was not what I thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
It's called Blithe Spirit,
Okay.
and it's technically a Sky original movie, but it's a Studio Canal movie, and they bought it from Studio Canal because Studio Canal couldn't afford to do anything with it. But it was just a really weird movie. I don't think we thought it was going to be what it was.
Okay.
So a spiritualist medium holds a seance for a writer suffering from writer's block, but accidentally summons the spirit of his deceased first wife, which leads to an increasingly complex love triangle with his current wife of 5 years. Yeah. Ed wanted to watch it, and I was like, oh, we'll watch this. And he was like, oh yeah, I hear it's really good. It's got 31% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
It was a weird movie, but it was funny.
Okay.
Just strange.
Fair.
If you're looking for something a bit weird to watch, I mean, go for it. I think it's only on Sky, though, so I don't know how else you're supposed to watch it.
Right.
But, yeah, so then we watched that, and that was pretty much it. Didn't really do anything else exciting. We, moved around the spare room again. Built the other shitty shelf that we have that doesn't really fit anywhere.
Nice.
Put them on top of each other and got some stuff out, so that's nice. This room is slowly becoming more and more empty.
I can see.
And then
It's true.
yeah, thank you. And then today we put some new posters up on the wall. We're now a bit worried because we only have 2 frames left and at least another 6 posters to put into frames. So
Good.
definitely need to have some sort of an IKEA trip. I think we're like focused now on just getting this room done, maybe. I think we're both sort of sick of this room just being like, this is where all our stuff lives that no one can see.
Well, I mean, no one can see anyways, Kate.
Yeah, I know, but like what we can see. It's like all of his shit's just in boxes or in stuff, but like all my stuff's in this spare oh, sorry, dropped my pen. All this stuff's in my stuff's in a spare wardrobe, and so I went through all that and rearranged it so I actually know what's in there now.
Okay.
Because the last time I was in there was when we moved in. I just chucked everything in there to get it out of the way, but I reorganized it, and it is literally 3 shelves worth of plush.
The most KP sentence I've ever heard.
So much plush, but I forgot how much plush. I was like, I love all these, and I was like, what are you gonna do with them? I'm like, get them on shelves eventually.
Yeah.
It'll happen. We'll get there. So yeah, now we're just sort of on the let's do stuff kick. I think also the weather has impacted that as well. I think the weather being nice kind of makes you want to do more stuff, even though it might not necessarily be stuff that's outside.
No, but it's just everything not just being grey and
Yeah.
horrific, and it not being dark when you get up and dark when you finish work makes such a difference.
Yeah, yeah, that's completely correct. Yeah, and then apart from that, we obviously watched WandaVision, as we do every week.
Ooh, yeah. It was a good episode.
WandaVision. Yeah, I won in like the first 10 minutes with the whole like the gig between Peter and the 2 boys, Tommy and Billy.
I have no idea.
I think it's Tommy and Billy. Their whole like dynamic. I was like, literally, I do not care what the rest of the show is. I would just like this show for an entire season because it's hilarious. They're just so funny together. I just love it. So yeah, WandaVision was great. Very interesting. They ended it just to the point where I was like, you fuckers. You motherfuckers.
Now we have to wait a whole other week
Yeah, we're almost there. Just 3 more sleeps. 3 more sleeps.
Yeah. I loved it. It was the Halloween episode. And it was also the 90s episode. So like all of the cheesy 90s Halloween costumes and decorations were just making me so happy. There were so many tacky plasticky pumpkins everywhere.
It was
so
good.
pleased.
And it was also just a good like WandaVision episode, like for progressing
Yeah.
the story and being like, oh my god, Vision, he's gonna do it, and then he didn't do it 'cause she's doing whatever she's doing, and it was just very good. And apparently the last 3 episodes are all going to be an hour long.
Ooh.
Which I'm fucking buzzing for. It's exactly what I want.
Can't have enough.
Because then I was like, well, why didn't they do all the episodes just a little bit longer? And then Ed was like, because then you'd have 4 shit episodes and 3 episodes that you wish were longer and they hadn't have squeezed so much into. He was like, because those original episodes didn't need to be longer than they were. And you're like, oh, well, okay, yeah, whatever.
We were talking about it on Disney Parks and Beyond yesterday. And there's an interesting kind of split between everybody. There's myself and Nick who, I pretty sure I've said it on here, I would quite happily watch a full season of 50s WandaVision and a full season of 6, like I would watch full seasons of each of the eras. I wouldn't care how much it progressed the story. I wouldn't give a goddamn shit about it. I just love that like kitschy humor. It just speaks to my soul. And then you have Ryan and Mr. D that were just like, those 4 episodes were painful. Why did it take so long? And I'm just like, I cannot relate.
What?
Cannot relate.
That's the whole point. Like,
and then I don't know where Craig sits on it, but I don't know if we know where Craig sits on anything.
There is this whole thing which I think is interesting, is that like before Netflix, TV shows were weekly, and that was the only way you watched them, and that's what you did.
Yeah.
You watched them every week, and there was never like, yeah, people complain and they're like, oh man, I can't wait to see what happens next week and such and such. But like Netflix, I think, has really like changed people's brains in how they view media and how they expect media to be produced, because there's nothing wrong with it coming out weekly. Like Mandalorian came out weekly and everyone was like, oh, Mando Fridays. And I think it's more that people expect so much from the MCU and they're like, why is this so slow? And it's because it's TV. It's TV. It's not a movie.
I think you're right, and it's something that I've noticed, because at the minute I've got like 3 TV shows that are coming out weekly. I've got Drag Race UK, WandaVision, and then Drag Race US that are each coming out each week. And I kind of feel like because of the Imagineering story and Mando and stuff like that coming out weekly, I've kind of got into the habit where I quite like it. Now, I'm aware I am still working during COVID and everything, and between podcasting and everything else, my spare time is quite limited, not to make myself sound like a complete and utter knob, but I only have so much time, so I quite like dipping in and out of shows, because I started, what did I start on Netflix? I started The Night Stalker on Netflix.
We start that today.
And I like watch. Now, to be fair, The Night Stalker is very heavy.
I was about to say.
So I don't think I would sit and watch the full season anyways, because I don't know if that would be good for you mentally. But I like watched an episode and then it kind of like went over into the next one by like 10 minutes, and I was like, I think I've watched enough of this for now. I'll revisit you next week, because I was like, this is a lot. Which
even the first episode of Night Stalker is a lot. And it's like, and then he cut her eyes out. And you're like, okay, whoa, all right, let's pause this.
Like, Kate's not exaggerating. That's literally, yeah. So, proceed with caution if you are of an uneasy disposition, shall we say. If stuff like that really gets to you, don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Unless you like true crime and like grim true crime at that, don't bother.
So yeah, WandaVision, top notch.
Big fan.
What about you? Anything interesting the past week that hasn't been WandaVision?
I don't. Honestly, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I started running again. I can just about manage to do all of Dunleary Pier in one, which I'm very pleased about.
Whoop.
So we'll see how I get on. We'll see how I get on with that. And other than that, honestly, no. Like there is nothing going on, which is fine. And I mean that's just kind of the way life is at the minute, which is just where we are right now.
The way I view it is February's nearly over. Like,
Yes.
we're basically nearly at March. Like, it's the 16th of February already. Where did those days go? Who knows? Like,
I have to say I quite like that March is like a perfect month. Not March. February is like a perfect month.
yeah.
Like it started on a Monday and goes to a Sunday. And like it's like
Apparently
4 perfect weeks.
I think that it only happens like every couple of 100 years or something.
Oh,
That happens, I think. I might have pulled that out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
There we go. My boss got his COVID vaccine yesterday.
Yay!
And another girl from my team who is the same age as me, she's a month older than me. She's currently pregnant. She was offered her COVID vaccine, but she can't get it at the minute because she's pregnant. And I'm like, you got offered it now, and I don't even know if by this time next year I will have my COVID vaccine. That's how terrible.
Do you know what my question is? Like, so we're still on the over 85s. And
I actually don't even
workers.
think the ODA5s have like properly started. Like I don't know how close we are to them being done.
How many over 85s are there in Ireland? Like, how many are there? Like,
we do have a very old population.
I just
Although,
can't believe we've been doing this for we've been doing over 85s for over a month.
Yep. Although I will say my nanny's best friend, Mrs. D, who's like my adopted other grandmother, she's getting hers next Monday and she's very excited about it.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, go down, Mrs. D.
It's just I'm just like, when am I? Never.
Literally. We were talking about it on a team meeting earlier and Tony was like, yeah, I had to turn mine down because I'm pregnant, so I have to wait. She used to wait so long after she's had the baby and whatever else. And I was like, she's getting offered it now. Genuinely, by this time next year, I don't think I will have been vaccinated. Because I'm in no way, shape or form a priority. Like, I'm not in a customer facing role either. Like, cool.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If only they
got the finger out.
Yeah, and just almost like isolated the country, if you will, and just stopped people coming.
What a novel idea.
Huh. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's pretty much it for us. How about we move on to some news? Breaking news. Merch.
Yes.
We mentioned a while ago that following the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Phantom Manor attraction books, that DLP were going to be releasing a Space Mountain book as Space Mountain was having its little birthday anniversary. It is a whole 98 pages, which is quite impressive. Is it half French and half English, like that A to Z book I have? Is that what they're like?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's usually they duplicate them. So on the Phantom Manor and the Pirates of the Caribbean one, it has both.
Yeah, cool. So it's a nice little look at it's exactly what you think the book's gonna be. It's words with pretty pictures. That's pretty much it. Full of info, photos, concept, and even a nod to the Matterhorn. Not available online, but it will be stocked for a while at €22.
There you go.
I
would like to get this because I have the Phantom Manor and I have the Pirates one, and I do love Space Mountain. So hopefully I'll manage to get my paws on it.
The other little piece of merch as well. It's a little bit of a pin time with Kate. Very small. Very small one. I won't drag it out. Some 2021 pins for DLP. They're actually pretty cute. I really like them. There's one that looks like the little medallions that you get in the machine. There's a spinner one. There's one with Chip and Dale. there's a square one with Donald, and then there's a classic just like 2021 with Mickey, and then there's one with Mickey in the castle, little sorcerer Mickey with 2021. That gives off the vibe of an anniversary pin, but not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all pretty cute, and they're all open edition.
Cute
So they're in
lanyard
World
as
of
well.
Disney. Oh yeah, and the little lanyard wasn't a pin, didn't care. So they're all available in World of Disney. I imagine the most expensive one is the spinner, and I imagine that's about 16, 14 euro maybe.
Probably.
They're cute. It would be nice if they released some of them onto Shop Disney. But then also, alas, we are in Europe, and Shop Disney, along with a lot of other British sellers, obviously thought that Brexit wouldn't affect them, and so haven't really made any effort to sell to Europe that they haven't already had set up. So literally today, for example, they released the Snack Attack Protect Baby Yoda Spirit jersey that's been in Shop US for years.
Oh.
Years was an exaggeration, but a while.
Yeah.
They released it today on Shop Disney UK without telling anyone. It's sold out in 2 minutes, and it's not being released on Shop Disney EU.
Fuck's sake.
What a surprise!
It really is outrageous.
Like, fuck's sake. So yeah, that's all the little merch from DLP.
Nice. On other DLP news, there's so DLP Report have tweeted the first look at the new Disneyland Paris Hotel's online check-in procedure. So this is within the Disneyland Paris app. So you can select your approximate arrival / departure times, which is handy. You can add different transports to it. You can fill in that ridiculous bloody sheet that you have to fill in when you check in places. You can do that on your phone. You can set up notifications that they will let you know what your room number is and when your room is ready, so that you don't have to go back to the check-in desk, which
That's
is
great, to be honest.
ideal. But they've also set it up that you can quickly pick up your magic passes. So if you're, say, arriving at the hotel, but you know that your room isn't going to be ready. So if you get the bloody 6 a.m. flight that me and Kate get, no way is your room going to be ready. So you can still just go and collect your tickets if you don't have an annual pass. So it all looks pretty slick. Hopefully, eventually, it'll get to the stage where you're able to, I don't know, book a hotel room through the app.
What?
Check annual pass holder prices through the app. Not have to bloody pick up the phone and ring somebody. But
That would be wild. And then another cute thing that happened with the Disneyland Paris volunteers, which if you have never been within the Disney cult, it's VOLUNT and then ears, like Mickey the Mouse, headed by this man called Eric, I think. Prepared and distributed 600 care packages with food, drinks, and treats to residents of several towns near the resort who were victims of large-scale flooding after particularly strong rainfall. Overall, I think they're quite cute, but the cynic inside me is like, the biscuits in those tins are disgusting. Who would eat those?
And they're probably also nearly gone off. So that's
Yeah,
probably
I'm
why.
like, that's probably why they've done that now.
Yeah.
But it's still cute, I suppose.
Yeah. And then final thing from DLP, which is merch related, is there's a new Mandalorian display that showed up on World of Disney with their 4-hour queues. And it has that ridiculous Grogu headband that has the big ridiculous ears on it. Which I feel like if we were in DLP, Kate would look at on the first day and probably buy on the second.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to buy them now. They're very much like a park thing.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like if we were at the park, you'd kind of look at them the first day. And then on the second day, you'd be like, ah, fuck it. And buy them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Do you know the way, so though, there's like sometimes like ears come onto the shop and it's like, oh, you haven't got a trip planned for ages, but you're like, oh, those ears are nice. Yeah, I'll buy
Hey,
those
I
ears.
bought 4
But
pairs
there's
of ears last year. Not Disney official ones, but I bought 4 pairs of ears, being naive enough to think that I would get to go.
Yeah, I still have ears that I've bought Haven't gotten actually to worn to the park. Haven't had the chance to wear them to the park because haven't been back since. But the Grogu headband, I think they're very much like a park purchase. I don't think that's something you buy prior to your trip.
No, definitely not.
Then that's everything for DLP. Moving stateside, one of the most interesting things that happened today was that the 2022 Walt Disney World Resort vacation packages are now online and available.
Yes.
Some of the more interesting things is that there is no park hopping like there is now, and also no dining plans, but also still a bit too early for dining plans anyway, but nothing there.
They also have, so previously, and I think we probably mentioned it last week when we were going through our imagination vacations, they don't give you the $200 gift card anymore. So it used to be if you were booking that you would get it, but no more.
And also, as we mentioned ages ago, no more complimentary magic bands. If you want a magic band, you just pay for one. I think it's an extra $5 or $10. I think you can add it to your thing when you're buying it.
So.
Or you
it depends on the design, but
or you can just buy it when you get there and link it when you arrive. If you want one of the more special ones, they'll just give you a room key otherwise. And as well, the Magical Express service for airport transportation will no longer be offered with arrivals beginning January 1st, 2022. So, really,
they're making it sound real unappealing.
Why would you go in 2022? It makes me so sad because I really want to go, but I'm like, now it just seems like a big waste of money.
Yeah.
If I can't get, like, that $200 gift card was a big thing.
Yep.
No free dining, which is a thing that a lot of UK and Ireland guests kind of rely on to be able to go.
Yeah.
No free magic band, but again, I'll probably buy one. That's not a big deal. No Magical Express. That's a big thing again for anyone, any international or American guest even flying from out of state. That's a big thing too. And it's just none of it.
Yeah, it's just it just made it very like unappealing.
Also, it's important to remember that booking a 2022 package does not guarantee theme park availability. Guests will need to make their park reservations using the Disney Park Pass system for arrivals starting in 2022.
There you go.
So, really, they don't want you coming.
No.
Because if they wanted you to come, they'd offer deals. Because I don't care what they say. Yeah. COVID has impacted them, but they are one of the biggest global conglomerations ever to be. And COVID has not hit them as bad as they're making it out to be. And if they wanted to offer these deals, they definitely could. Like, they just could.
Yeah.
And they 100%. Don't. And they're not. So they're like, no, go away. Basically.
Yeah. Joys. However, if you can go to the parks, i.e. if you're American, then you can pop over to Animal Kingdom to experience a new Raya and the Last Dragon animation experience where you can learn to draw this character, Tuk Tuk, which is quite cute. Kind of looks like somewhere between an armadillo and a hedgehog.
I was like, this looks like an armadillo.
Yeah. Disney describes the character as part pill bug, part pug, part high-speed off-road vehicle, and all adorable. Tuk Tuk has been Raya's best friend since she could hold him in the palm of her hand.
Now, hot take. Is Tuk Tuk the Pua of Raya and the Last Dragon?
Probably.
Will we all be like, oh, Pua, so cute, and then the fucking bitch only has 2 seconds in the entire movie?
Yeah, true. Tuk
Tuk does look very cute, though, to be fair.
Does look adorable. So there's going to be an animation class available at the Animal Experience at Conservation Station. Well done, Sinead. And then there's also going to be some sand art, which is going to be created in Discovery Island, which is going to take more than 24 hours to create. And then it will be up until sometime in March, I believe, the end of March, which will also be of Tuk Tuk. So there you go.
Really hamming it home, the old tuk-tuk there. Also, again, with my whole it's nearly March, Ray and the Last Dragon comes out in the first week of March. It'll be here before you know it, lads. That always happens with Disney Plus.
Yeah. Also, Disney Star is in like a week.
Yeah. Right. Like, how does time just be moving? It's crazy. It's mad how time feels like it's standing still and also moving too fast at the exact same time.
I know.
So weird.
I wonder if that's why I'm constantly feeling tired.
Maybe. Then recently Disney has teamed up with Native Shoes for an all new collection now available at shopdisney.com. They look like Crocs, but Converse style Crocs.
Yeah. If they had a baby.
For those of you not already familiar with Native Shoes, Live Lightly is their purpose in both footwear and philosophy. With innovation, sustainability, originality, and the key ingredient, lightness. There's something I can definitely get behind, says Anthony Armenia, who wrote this. The adult Jefferson shoe is a Native Shoes original Eva All-Star, embodying the company's token lightness with durable rubber rand and toe. Available in black Mickey all-over print and a red Minnie all-over print, the shoe is shock-absorbent, odor-resistant, and hand-washable. Wow. They are really ugly. I don't like them.
No, me neither. Nick would probably like them. Nick loves his Crocs.
But I can see it being a very, like, I live in Orlando shoe.
Yeah.
There's no prices on them. Do you know how much they are?
I've no idea. Are they on
Disney.com? No, not .eu. That place is shit. Literally getting the sea. Native. $55.
Oh, okay.
For the adult ones and $45 for the kids ones.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
No, they just...
It looks like he forgot to put the laces
I just don't
them.
think we live in... Yeah, I just don't think we live in the climate for them. I think if you lived by the sea in a hot country, they'd be a great purchase. Mm-hmm. But, alas, in Ireland, no.
Yeah. It was announced earlier in January, I think, that Disney Imagineer Kevin Rafferty is going to be retiring. So Rafferty has been involved in many projects over his 42 years with the Walt Disney Company, including his most recent attraction open at Disney's Hollywood Studios. He worked on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So it'll be sad to see him go. So Zach Ridley posted about it on his Instagram. He announced that Kevin was retiring. So in his post he said, "Have you heard a good joke lately? Something that just makes you smile? Kevin Rafferty is one of the Imagineers I can always count on to bring humour and heart to our work. And boy has Kevin been busy over this 42 years at Walt Disney Imagineering. His role as a writer, creative director and leader has literally changed the course of history at the Walt Disney World Resort. Just look at the lineup of classic experiences Kevin has been part of in introducing, including Typhoon Lagoon, Pleasure Island, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Muppet Vision 3D, Blizzard Beach, Test Track, Rock'n'Roller Coaster, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Mickey's PhilharMagic, Toy Story Mania, and most recently, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway." So, he's been busy over the last 42 years.
Proper legacy, that man.
Honestly. I would imagine if he isn't already, that he would be made a... What's it called?
Disney legend?
That's it. Couldn't think
I
of the
would
word.
hope so.
Just totally left my brain.
I enjoy at the end that it's like, it's fitting to wish him well in retirement with a song from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Nothing can stop us now. I hate that song so much.
It's a lot.
I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, no, I'm sure if I was in the park and on the ride, I'd be like, yeah.
I mean, ideal timing for like that song to become a thing in 2020. But still.
Everything can stop us. Then, finally for the news. Disney had its Q1 call, where they talk about how money's going. Today, the Walt Disney Company, whenever this was released, when was this? 11th of February, 5 days ago, reported earnings for its first fiscal quarter, and that the most notable impact on operating income was an estimated loss of approximately 2.6 billion, which, to be honest, not a lot for Disney. 2.6 billion? That's chump
That's
change.
the Bob's bonus.
Let's be real. That's fucking nothing. It was noted that the results from the quarter were greatly impacted by COVID-19, with the greatest impact stemming from the Disney Parks, Experiences and Product segment due to the lengthy closures, reduced capacity and the suspension of Disney Cruise Line voyages. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Bob Chapek said in a written statement, "We believe the strategic actions we're making to transform our company will fuel our growth and enhance shareholder value, as demonstrated by the incredible strides we've made in our DTC business, reaching more than 146 million total paid subscribers across our streaming services at the end of the quarter. We're confident that with our robust pipeline of exceptional high-quality content and the upcoming launch of our new Star-branded international general entertainment offering, we are well positioned to achieve even greater success going forward." Chapek also mentioned that work is underway on Harmonious, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Chapek said that these additions will make Epcot more Disney, more family-friendly, and more magical. He also said that he is pleased with the progress thus far on Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Notably, there was no mention of the Tron Light Cycle Power Run roller coaster coming to the Magic Kingdom. At Disneyland, Avengers Campus is currently scheduled to open later in 2021. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway will be coming to Disneyland Park in 2023. Disney Plus went from 86.8 million subscribers on December 22nd of 2020 to 94.9 million subscribers on January 2nd. That's an increase of 8.1 million in 30 days. Whoa.
That's insane.
That's a lot. Domestic theme parks lost 798 million in the quarter, where international parks lost 262 million. All of the Disney theme parks that were open during the quarter operated at a profit. Literally get in the sea. Get in the sea. And you're telling me you can't offer discounts for Walt Disney World? Fuck off. Here, I'll read out some of these interesting. See, the thing is, these are actually quite interesting. When asked if Bob Chapek thinks Disney will be able to increase capacity in the parks, Chapek said that the capacity will be determined by the rate of vaccination of the public. He sees this as the gain factor. Christine McCarthy said earlier in the call that there is ample demand from guests for the Disney parks. Industrial engineering teams have figured out how to increase attendance in the parks while still maintaining safety measures. Okay.
Interesting.
When asked regarding the DTC release, which is basically Disney Plus, of Soul and any lessons learned, Chapek said that he thought it was a really nice thing to do to release Soul on Christmas Day for Disney Plus subscribers.
As if Chapek even knows what a really nice fucking thing to do is.
Fuck off. And they were absolutely thrilled about the response. Mulan was successful. And a similar structure will be utilised for the release of Raya and the Last Dragon. Similar, but not the same. They still haven't actually mentioned how much Raya and the Last Dragon is going to be. I imagine not €30. Black Widow's release is still intended to be theatrical. However, that could change depending on the current state of COVID-19. When asked how park attendance impacts capacity, that's boring. Chapek has no doubt that parks that will reopen, or parks that are currently open and possibly seeing an increased capacity, will see physical distancing measures and the wearing of masks by guests throughout this year. He also said that if everyone is able to receive the COVID-19 vaccine by April 2021, as Dr. Anthony Fauci hopes, that would be a game changer. No shit, Sherlock. My mental health would go through the roof. Regarding Disney Plus and the shows like The Mandalorian and the upcoming Boba Fett series, Chapek believes that powerhouse franchises cranking out new releases each month is of utmost importance. Wow.
Yeah.
I hate Chapek.
Oh yeah, no, big same.
So much. Everything he says, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Anything you say, I do not care.
Yeah. I did remember
out of the ordinary in there.
Yeah, true.
Go on.
I mean, no, like I think most of it is kind of to be expected. Like, yes, the parks are losing money. That makes sense.
No,
yes,
they're
Disney
making a profit.
Huh? Oh, is it frozen?
Oh, I'm back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
The park's making a profit. Any park that was open made a profit, Sinead. Don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but overall,
Yeah.
and especially at the minute, because most parks are closed. And then with cruise line being closed and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, I don't think any of it is massively surprising. And then obviously the big push on Disney Plus, because that's one of the few things that's still making in the money.
Isn't it mad that they have Disney Plus? I bet you they're so fucking delighted with themselves that they
big
have
time.
it. Like, there's someone somewhere that was like, your own streaming service, don't be silly, that'll never work.
And the thing is, because of when it got released, like particularly when it got released over here, because it got released, after like a week and a half of lockdown?
Yeah,
We
it
then
got released early.
Yeah. And like, they had such a captive audience for it, and it'll be people that will just keep it now.
Yeah. Might as well. Like,
Yeah.
you've been able to pay it for, let's say you paid for last year and you pay for this year. It's like, fuck it, I've paid for 2 years and I've used it at least once, twice a week, maybe. And like, if you keep churning out shows that are going to be weekly, then yeah, you've got people using your service at least once a week. So why would they drop it?
Exactly. One last news story that I had forgotten about, but I sent it to Kate earlier in the week, is kind of links into Disney Plus. So actress Gina Carano, known for
how
playing
could we forget?
former Rebel Alliance soldier Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, has been fucking fired. So Lucasfilm put out a statement saying Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Lucasfilm ain't pulling no punches. So, if you don't know, she has done and said many shitty things online in the past, slagging off trans people, making out that masks are unhealthy, and what was the other one? Insinuating voter fraud conspiracies, all that good tinfoil hat shit. But
oh, go on.
The main reason that has kind of led to this is she posted a picture on her Instagram. It has since been deleted, but it was basically comparing modern day Republicans to being Jewish during the Holocaust. So the post read, Jews were beaten in the streets not by Nazi soldiers but by their neighbours, even by children. Because history is edited, most people don't realise that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers, I can't speak today, could easily be rounded up thousands of Jews. The government first made their own neighbours hate them for simply being Jews. How is that any different to hating someone for their political views? Get in the fucking bin.
Isn't it gas? And that's what got her fired. Because Chris Pratt says some wackadoodle shit. And Chris Pratt believes in a lot of things. But he knows where the line is into what he can and can't say due to how much money he makes them. So, yeah.
She's also been dropped by her talent agency as well.
She's an idiot because they were going to make a spin-off show just for her. And she was like, but the Jews. And then they were like, right, goodbye.
So, yeah. Get in the fucking bin, Cara Dune. Goodbye.
Very funny. Very, very funny. I saw a meme that was like, do you know in WandaVision where she's like, Darcy's like, she recast Pietro? And the meme is like, they recast Cara Dune, and it's like Amy Poehler just standing there. I thought that was quite funny. I was like, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the news. Can't believe we forgot that Gina Carano thing. That's actually mad.
I know.
Talking about it like all week.
So, carrying on from from the series that we have been doing, and we've had a good suggestion for another series that we can then carry on doing as well. So more on that next week. We're doing our final installment for now of Imagination Vacation.
Ba-ba!
So this week it's Walt Disney World again. And it is for, I have done the Halloween season. KP has done Le Christmas season.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to say, the prices didn't differ horrifically. I thought they would for mine, because obviously October is the month where Walt Disney World turns 50. So I was anticipating massive price jumps. But it didn't seem to happen.
Mine are slightly more expensive, but also
Okay.
I've picked different hotels for some of them. So
Okay. Yeah, so have I. Ooh. Interesting. So, I'll kick off this time because Halloween is before Christmas. So the dates I picked. Now I went Thursday to Thursday again because
For
I want that direct flight. So I went October 14th to October 28th because I figured then that would mean I would get into Ireland on the 29th and then I could still enjoy Halloween. So that was my thought
wouldn't
process.
be jet lagged.
Exactly. So the value that I went for again was Art of Animation because it just looks the most fun. You have all the big statues. You have a Skyliner there. Art of Animation is just... that's where my heart was. So for Art of Animation, for 2 weeks, for 2 adults, was €3,843.83. That's including your tickets. And that is also giving you Memory Maker, the $200 gift card, and 15% off Shop Disney. So,
Wow.
woohoo. The moderate that I went for was Caribbean Beach. Again, Caribbean Beach has a Skyliner. I'm clearly very stuck on having a Skyliner. I like the idea of having a different mode of transport. It's not just a bus.
I also think the Skyliner is much more efficient
Agreed.
than the bus.
Agreed. So, Caribbean Beach, again, for the same dates, tickets, gift card, all that stuff. It was €4,929.04. So, $2,500 each, give or take some change. And then for the deluxe, I went with an odd choice. Because I'm not entirely sure how sold I am on this idea. So I went with the cabins at Fort Wilderness.
Okay.
Right? Now, I'm not fully set on them because I think they need a hefty facelift. Because I have seen vlogs from 2020 where people stayed in them and they don't look the Mae West. However, what I will say is I like the idea of having my own golf buggy. I can't drive, but I like the idea of having a golf buggy to get to my room. I also love that people bring all the massive inflatables and decorate the cabins, and you get to like drive around and see all the decorations, and I feel like that would make me really happy. So that's partially why I went for the cabins of Fort Wilderness. So for the 2 weeks there, it's €7,603.60, which I didn't think was horrific.
Not when you see how much my deluxe is.
Oh, damn. All right. The flights that I managed to find were considerably more expensive. So the ones that I had for September were $382 per person. These ones were $604 per person. Exact same times, exact same airline, but much more expensive a month later. I also had a look. I went onto booking.com to get the prices for my Universal hotels this time around, just so it would like take out the tickets aspect. But the Hard Rock one does still include the Unlimited Express. So Hard Rock was $3,726. Cabana Bay was $1,842, which I did not think was bad.
It's
at
a
all.
real value resort.
Cabana Bay is not
for.
though.
Isn't that one of the new ones?
No, Cabana Bay is the one that you can see Volcano Bay from. That like real pretty like kitschy 50s one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Endless Summer is the like super duper value ones.
Oh, yeah.
That is €1,387. But if I'm being completely honest, for
All right, Siri. Jesus.
I have to worry about my like laptop shouting at me and my watch is shouting at me. I don't need this right now. For the sake of £500, I would rather stay in Cabana Bay.
Yeah.
It looks a much lovelier hotel. And then Craig gave us Craig priced up a whole trip for his family. But he sent over the name of a villa that he stayed in before, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was called. I tried looking it up, but I think you have to log into some platform to be able to look at it. Let me try find it.
Oh.
It's the luxury villas at Silver Creek. He looked up dates starting the 26th of July till the 16th of August. So 21 nights, 3 weeks. And it was £2,685.
I would never go in July.
Oh God, no. But that's 5 bedrooms and sleeps 10 people and has its own private pool.
Cool.
For 3 weeks. So
Not bad.
just to bear that in mind. So that's me.
Okay.
Names and prices.
So I had Christmas. So I went from the 22nd of November to the 6th of December because I feel like that's a good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like going end of even for DLP, end of November, start of December is just like perfect.
Yeah.
Because it gets you in the Christmassy mood without actually having to be surrounded by other people. So for my value, I picked Pop Century this time.
Okay.
So including tickets, it was €3,520 for 2 people
Okay.
for 14 nights. Not that bad. Then for my moderate, I went for Coronado Springs again.
Nice.
Because I actually can't remember what the other one was, but there was only 2 options. So I picked Coronado Springs, which is 4,087.
Oh, okay.
And then for my deluxe, I had loads of options for my deluxe. I had like 6
Okay.
options. There was loads. So I went for the Poly.
Oh.
And that's €9,203 for 2 people. That's expensive.
Is that just like a standard room?
Yeah, that's the lowest room.
Ooh.
So I think if you went up 1, it immediately went to 10 grand.
Do you know what though? And I feel like I'm forever mentioning this episode, but when we did that DVC episode, when you think about it, like those 2 weeks,
Yeah.
9 grand.
Yeah.
Like
Or
if you were somebody that
DVC.
consistently wanted to stay in a deluxe, DVC ain't bad.
No, that's how they get you in it.
Yeah.
Then for Universal, this time I picked the Hard Rock because change it up, and that was 3,970.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not awful. And then I picked like an offsite, and I went for the Hilton Orlando Buena Vista Palace, which is situated near Disney Springs, and it was 2,911,
Not bad.
which for a Hilton I don't think is that bad.
No.
I imagine you could probably walk from the Hilton to Disney Springs, and then once you're at Disney Springs, you're on property basically, so you can go wherever.
Get buses anywhere.
Yeah. So I checked to see if that would be cheaper, but including tickets from Disney, that would cost €4,001,
Oh,
including
okay.
tickets then. So it's not.
So you
It's
may
still
as well
cheaper to
stay at
stay. Yes, you may as well, or Pop Century. And then what surprised me the most were how absolutely shit the flights were.
Oh.
Right? I'd never this is from a Monday to a Monday in 2 weeks time, because
Okay.
I just was like, oh yeah, Monday will be nice because skip most of the weekend. Awful flights, absolutely terrible. So all of these flights were basically at the same time. Like there wasn't like any division, like there wasn't like a morning, an evening, and an afternoon. It was like 3 flights, but they all left within like half an hour of each other.
Okay.
Right, so you leave Ireland at 1:20
Okay.
in the afternoon. You arrive in Newark at 4:20.
Okay.
You have a year-long layover. You don't leave Newark until 10 to 8 in the evening.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
you arrive in Orlando at 20 to 11. Right? So that's on day 1. So like you're not going to the park on Monday. Not a hope. Then on the way home, you leave Orlando at about 12:30 in the afternoon.
Huh.
Yeah, that was the latest one. The earliest was 5 a.m.
Fuck that.
Right?
No.
That was the latest one. 12:30. I was like, you're literally taking 2 park days from me because of your flights.
Lads, if you're going to Orlando, leave Ireland on a Thursday.
Fuck,
And go with Aer Lingus.
These are awful. So you leave Orlando at 12:30. You arrive in Newark at 3:10. Again, quite a layover. You don't leave Newark until 10 to 6. And then you arrive home in Dublin at 5:15 in the morning.
I'm telling you, lads, if you're going to Orlando, fly with Aer Lingus. It's like a 3:00 flight. You get into Orlando at like 7:30. You leave Orlando at like 9:05. You get into Dublin at 10:30. Like, dream. Dream
That's
flight. You don't
way
have
better.
to get off the plane. You just go straight to Orlando.
Yeah, if this series has helped me in any way, it's knowing that it's really important to pick what day you go
Yeah.
from flying from Ireland. I think it's because Ireland's so small that this is an issue. I think if you were flying from the UK, you wouldn't have this issue, or literally probably most other European countries, you probably wouldn't have this problem. But yeah, those flights were atrocious.
From having a look on Skyscanner, the days that you can get direct flights from Ireland to Orlando are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
I thought Saturday was one.
I'm curious though, what was the dates that you picked again? It was November. I'm just curious as to what the direct one.
The 22nd of November to the 6th of December.
So it'd be the 23rd to the 7th. If we're going to get the direct flights. Mm-hmm. How much were your flights?
Oh, 1,589 for 2 people.
Okay. If you went a day in the difference and flew direct with Aer Lingus, it's €332 per person.
Wow. Isn't that mad?
That's insane.
It's so mad when you just look at the days.
Direct with Aer Lingus doesn't seem to be coming up, which always makes me a little nervous when it's like, you can get it through other people. I wonder if I go onto the Aer Lingus website. I'm just planning on air. Right, MCO. This is the 23rd, yeah?
Sure, yeah.
I think that's what I said. Yeah, Tuesday. To the following Tuesday. Yeah, 190 going out economy. Oh, but that doesn't give you a checked bag. If you want a checked bag, it's 240.
Yeah, this
Sneaky
save. I
fuckers.
didn't realize how stingy airlines had become recently with their like saver, medium, and top things.
It's so booking directly through Aer Lingus and giving yourself baggage, which you would need. It's 400.
I've got enough of that.
Story of my life, Kate. Story of my life. It is €436.90. What I will say is something interesting that Aer Lingus have started to do is that you can pay a deposit for your flights, which I didn't know that you could do. So if you wanted to pay a deposit for those flights, it would be €158, and then you pay the rest, I think, a month or two before you go. So
it entices you a lot more.
But yeah,
it's like, oh well, losing 100 quid's a lot better than losing 400 quid.
Yeah. I mean, we're not sponsored by Aer Lingus. If for whatever reason they ever wanted to, here, come here, we're open for conversations. But
Jesus. Yeah,
we are about saving time and saving money. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you can get to, with those flights and crappy I would never fly those flights, they're awful. €2,554 per person for 14 nights with tickets in Pop Century and flights.
Okay.
Not terrible for the Christmas season. But then I'd prefer, as I say every week, if that had dining.
Yeah. I didn't actually do mine. Hold on. I didn't add it up. Mine is 2,526 per person.
Yeah.
Art of Animation. So that's fair.
See, it's always so quick to look at these prices because I know, like, I'm not actually going. But, like, if we decided we were going, I'd need at least a week of, like, figuring out best times compared to best hotel options to actually figuring out how long it takes to get from certain hotels to certain places. It was so much more in depth. But I'm just like, yeah, sure, you're Polly. 10 grand, no problems.
I know. So yeah,
that for the moment has been our last installment of Mickey Waffles Imagination Vacation. Hope you enjoyed those.
Yeah.
Do love those.
Big fan. It'll be so much fun when we can actually do this and actually it's not necessarily an imagination vacation.
Yeah, imagine we can actually go. Woo.
Oh, what a time.
Oh, also, rumours DLP isn't going to open at least until June. Just slipping that in.
Yeah.
But they're actual rumors. There's nothing concrete about those, except that the government is like, we're fucked.
Same.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for this week, guys. As always, thank you so much for listening. If you want to hit us up on Instagram, it's at MickeyWafflesPod, or on Twitter at MickeyWafflePod. The exact same handle sans the S. But as always, please message us, chat to us. Yeah. We'll get back to you. We promise.
What's your pancake mixture?
Yeah, what did you have on your pancakes? Did anyone have Mickey waffle shaped pancakes?
Oh, would love. Would be a big fan.
Cute. What do you guys have in your pancakes? Tell us, please. Starved for information.
Yeah. And as always, please give us a rating or a review on your podcast app of choice / tell your friends about us. And we will hopefully have this potential new series coming next week.
We'll see how it goes.
More to be revealed soon.
Da-da-da. See you next week, guys. Bye.
This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.